70%. Now, what are these eight waste? Keywords: transportation, inventory, motion, overproduction, overprocessing, defect, skill mismatch. One of the questions that was asked in interview yesterday for a senior management role was, what is the difference between transportation and motion? That was one of the question, and one more is coming in yellow web that I'll tell you. So what are these eight
Transportation.
ways?
Can I answer for
Mhm.
this?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, doctor. Transportation is like moving from one place to another place, or moving a product or anything, or equipment. Another one is like movement, unnecessary movement, like
Okay, okay.
rotating head, keeping it in a distancing place, and reducing that
Mhm.
time.
Okay, okay.
That's it. That's it. Carry. You please proceed.
Okay, so now when I talk about these eight ways, first one is transportation waste. Okay, so what is transportation waste? So usually when I say transportation waste, let's say one example here. Transportation waste, like within your factory when you have a forklift or when you use truck, when you use any vehicle from shifting material from one place to another place. Now, when you are shifting your material from one place to another place, or when your factory is somewhere, your warehouse is somewhere, so when you're using a vehicle and truck, that unnecessary when you're moving your vehicle is a waste for you because it's not adding any value. Instead, if your warehouse and factories are very close, you can actually save that much of time, that much of transportation cost also. So, from waste or lean management point of view, transportation is one of the big waste that is considered. So similarly, you need to identify in your company if there is a transportation waste. Sometimes they unnecessarily call you for a meeting from one location to another location. Come to office when you can work from home. I know now these days you're not like working from home because it's all lockdown situation. But otherwise, people used to prefer, working from home because transportation waste is one of the big waste that we have. Second waste comes inventory. What do you mean by inventory? Inventory waste is one of the waste wherein you keep a stock of a raw material. Sometimes you keep a stock of raw material, like these days we all are storing the raw material, right, for food. So one is that. Second is work in progress. Work in progress in the sense when you get a raw material in any factory, anywhere in the service as well, when you hire a resource and you are actually training them, is work in progress. Or in a factory point of view, when the material is in the different machines, from one machine to another machine, when it is in between, that's called work in progress. So let me tell you that. Third thing is finished goods. Finished goods in the sense once the things are all done, it's prepared, but customer did not buy it yet. So once it is done, you are paying interest on behalf of customer. That is again one of the waste that you have. Three waste. Three things. One, raw material. Second, work in progress. Third is finished goods. Can someone give example from their industry about the inventory and transportation?
So, not from my industry, but then transportation, definitely one example. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Please tell me. Carry on.
Yeah, so it's just a small example. That is our today's class itself. I had actually initially planned that I would be taking a classroom training only, but then later on, I found this, I mean, better, and in today's situation, definitely this is better. But then there is no difference that I can find. I mean, I think there would have been in the classroom training or a training that's going on now. So I mean, this is just a general example for the lean, not specifically for transportation or this. I'm not mentioning.
And this is a classic example of transportation waste also, because when you have to travel, and especially in our Saturday batch as well, people used to come from Hubli. Just to let you know, Hubli is like 11 hours journey. So all weekend they used to travel 11 hour one side, 11 hour other side. So, the transportation waste was there. So I think this is a good example, nice. Okay, so first I will complete others
Virender,
also,
could
then
you,
we will give. Uh-huh.
sorry, Kuldeep here. Virender, how is inventory a waste? Could you help me understand that part? So I
Yes, yes.
understand raw under
Inventory.
work in progress and processed goods. I understand that. But how is inventorizing those a waste?
Okay, I'll tell you. Okay. Now, due to corona issues, we all are stocking our material, raw material, okay, for food or anything. Now, when we are keeping a big, big stock here, okay, we have actually paid money to shopkeeper, right? But we are not utilizing it. Suppose if we get the less material and we are able to utilize it, we are able to survive it. Now, whatever the extra material we have already paid money for that to the shopkeeper. Just imagine this money we could have utilized in a better way. Probably if we would have got the interest, we would have utilized in share, we would have utilized in something else. Whenever any company they keep a big big stock of raw material or anything like a big big too much of material in the work in progress, it's a big loss because they already paid money, they are already paying interest, it's going from their pocket, but customer did not pay. There's a very interesting story behind that also, and how Toyota became much more successful than Ford. That there is a book called Machine That Can Change the World. So there is an example. Toyota actually what they did is they made their line in a such a way so that when the raw material is kept from one place, work in progress and finished goods, one car sold, got the money, and then again for the second and third and so on. Wherein the Ford, what mistake they have done is they got raw material of let's say 500 cars. When they got that for 500 cars, again the work in progress again 500. So 5 and 5, 1,000. And again those 500 when it is ready, again the 500 raw material. So overall 1,500 cars car. You are paying a huge interest. You need a big space to keep it. You need electricity. So many things are there. These things are always considered one of the ways to. So as per the Japanese philosophy or lean management, keep your lowest raw material. And these days, almost all manufacturing company they follow this principle so strictly. I did just to share one example. I did a Gamba walk in one of the organization, and that's again they deal with the aviation. Okay, so they do not keep anything as an inventory. Very, very, very minimal. Actually, they have a contract with a supplier, and their supplier are like in a next building. Okay. So they tell their supplier, look, you have to maintain all the raw material, all the stock for us. Okay, we're not going to bear the cost of the stock. And because if you keep a stock, who knows? If things are, if something gets spoiled, break down, this issue, that issue. So whenever they had a requirement, they immediately call and immediately in a 1 minute they will get the raw material to them. So having your own inventory too much is not at all a good idea.
Yeah, got that. Thank you.
Virender, Srikanth here. Another real life example could be I don't know how many of our BS4 vehicles are still pending and not sold. All those there are lakhs together of BS Bharat Standard 4 vehicles are still pending in the automobile sector. Is it due to excess inventory? Can we say in that approach? Am I audible?
Classic example of it.
Sorry.
That's a very good example of this.
Hmm.
So
And
whenever we
that,
have these kind, yeah,
Dhiren,
sorry,
I think that can also fall under overproduction.
good example, actually. Good point.
and I'll come to that.
What
Yeah,
do you
correct. That also we consider. I will tell you that.
Just to add one more point to that, to this example. So that is the reason in the recent times, I mean, the last 5 to 7 years or so, many of the organizations have started adapting that ERP tools or a CRM, ERP to enterprise resource planning tool, where all these, based on these eight MUDAs, okay, they have started creating an enterprise resource planning tool. One kind of center connecting point for all the teams or departments. If any new order comes, it will go, request will go to the all the department, and they will start creating based on that request instead of storing or creating it for a long time. That's it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I was my own recent, I have seen that example with the MI as well. It's just matter of, I think, few weeks back before lockdown, I was giving a training there. So I all of a sudden demanded that can I have a 30 chart paper? Just guess what was the answer. They said, sir, you have not informed us 3 days back. I said, so what? It is 30 chart paper. He said, no, sir, it is not possible right now. I said, why? Sir, we actually don't keep any stock. We have to, we have a proper process. We'll have to procure it from the vendor. So they, even for this small thing also, they have a proper process wherein they don't want to keep a stock because they also understand now these things are unnecessary adding, cost to the company. You getting it? Are you able to hear me, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfectly. Because there was a light fluctuation was there. I thought maybe the connectivity gone. The next is motion. What is motion here? This is again interesting yesterday's example question. When I say motion, it's unnecessary movement of human from one place to another place. What do you mean by that? When I say unnecessary motion, I remember in one of the company wherein their cafeteria is on the fifth floor, okay, and they are working on the ground floor. So from ground floor to fifth floor, they have to go all time. And similarly, their printer is on the third floor, wherein every third document or every third work is required, that printing job. Similarly, in one manufacturing also, I have seen that their system was on the third floor, and every time they have to come down, go back, the supervisor, he has to update the information about how many products were good, what was the defect, and all these. So that is unnecessary movement of human. So this is largely with the human within the circle, within the area. So that's called your motion waste. So we also see that in any factory, if the factory layout is poor and the people are actually shifting material from one place to another or small that movement is happening, that's again a waste. Another one is waiting. What do you mean by waiting here? Now, waiting for your client approval, waiting for next process, next in the sense, we can say previous process as well, wherein you're sitting idle and you're waiting for that. In organization, waiting for your, and let's say in a hospital, waiting for your turn. So whenever there's a waiting, that is also one of the big waste. And in the green belt, I'm going to show you one magical thing called value stream mapping, wherein you will see that even for getting a license, driving license, how much waste they create. Almost 99.7% it was a waste activity. And there are many places in government offices or any other corporate for that matter. There's a lot of waste in terms of the waiting. Are you getting it? So that waiting waste is there for your assembly line or for your customer for your anything. So that is another waste that was recognized by Toyota. We will actually see one example. Then comes overproduction. Overproduction example will be when you produce more than required. So There's a thin line difference between overproduction and inventory. So inventory is largely to do with the raw materials. Okay. Overproduction means you got the order and you need to do, but you're doing much faster than required, and you have done a lot of finished goods and thinking that it will be sold. Example, like if you are in, if you know the story of HP, so they produce so many printers, black and white printers, and later on, because the trend was changed and people were accepting only colorful printer, they had a big loss in that. That can be another example of overproduction. Overproduction means doing faster than customer required or doing faster than the next step demand. That's another way.
Srikanth,
Uh-huh.
sorry for the interruption. For the example of, I said the example of a BS4 vehicles are standard like that and not latched together of not sold. So that will come under overproduction or that will come under inventory.
That is exactly. So when you look at the BS4 vehicle, okay, there are two things. When you start making it, when you had a raw material for spare parts and all these things, it was not like a complete one. So you can largely consider that as an inventory. Okay. And also you complete it till some extent. Now overproduction largely is when you expected order that it will be sold, but you made it in advance, but later on it was not sold. In that way, it will be overproduction.
Got it. Yep. Thank you.
So that basically falls under both the categories.
Right. So next one is
So the
overprocessing.
more examples we think, then the more examples we analyze, we'll be able to have a clear understanding, isn't it?
Yes, yes. So once we are done, we'll actually take everybody's example from your area as well, and then we will also debate on that. Okay, I can give you one
Great.
day-to-day example for overproduction. Very simple. That let's say I wanted to buy vegetables, okay, and I know that I consume on daily basis maybe half kg, and when I go there and I buy like 10 kg in one shot, so that can be a completely, you can say, overproduction. That it will be taking a space, electricity, and waste of money as well. Okay, so we'll discuss about those
Yeah, but
things, and
but
yes,
but that could be a great help if at all you have some unexpected guests at home.
okay. Okay, sometime in functions and all also you see that you make a lot of foods. That is also example of overproduction. Next is overprocessing. We can give one example in overprocessing. Overprocessing is sometime doing extra than your customer value. Hear me out. So how much your customer value or appreciate, if you are doing much more than that, that's overprocessing. So doing anything extra step, extra work, extra feature which customer doesn't value. Let me repeat. If customer is liking, good. Because you'll be thinking, oh, if I'm a manufacturer of vehicle, I may give so many features, customer will enjoy, then it is a value add. But if you're giving anything extra and customer is not valuing at all, that is called over processing. I can give you classical example of it. I was actually reviewing QBR. QBR stand for Quarterly Business Review Meeting for one organization, and I had few centers. So what they did is they used to send a report. Now, one thing that I observe is before QBR, almost 1 month before, okay, everybody, they all were busy in making QBR, Quarterly Business Review Meeting. So they were actually making a detailed presentation, this, that, beautiful graphs, then picture, then alignment, this, and more picturization, and so many things. When I actually I looked at only two things. One, what was your number last QBR, this QBR? If you have not met, what was the root cause? What did you do? And what is the plan? That's it. Out of 50 slides, I hardly reviewed one or two slides maximum. And this is what happened most of the time as well. When you have a meeting with your superior or somewhere, you actually try to do a lot of extra thing which is not required, even with the client as well. So that all comes as a over processing. I'm sure all of you would be facing that challenge, especially in corporates. We have to do so many presentations which may not required by the client. Client may demand the exact product, numbers and all, but we think that okay, we'll do more picturization or more alignment, invest more time, may help. I can give you one more example of, Shanti Sagar. Other day I was actually going there. So when you say these kind of hotels, you get something called a big thali kind of, right? So in big thali or big package, you get 40 or 50 items. So I told him I don't want this. I just want two, three items. He said, no, sir, you have to take it. I said, why? He said it's part of SOP. It was told to give all these items, so he will have to give it. So this all is over processing. When somebody is not valuing for it and you unnecessarily add it, over processing. Did I confuse?
No, no confusion.
No, sir.
No, no, no.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Okay. Next is defect. It's a very simple, I'll not explain much. Defect is anything which is not meeting customer requirement, which we already spoke about, or business requirement. Anything for that matter. Any rework can be any defect. Any retraining can be defect. Any re-examination can be one thing. Any repair can be a defect. Anything. So if somebody says that I have done wonderful job and I achieved 100% quality in rework or repair, it's actually waste. In some company, I do remember in my, so I was actually reviewing one company project during South Asia Team Excellence Award. So I was one of the judge there, and they actually shown project. And in that project, one slide actually they said they had a department of customer escalation desk kind of. Okay, they said our customer escalation desk has achieved 100% satisfaction for 6 months. Okay, so I said, so what?
sorry,
They said, sir,
sorry, I did not understand.
they said our customer escalation desk, which is like a repair kind of, okay, that department has achieved 100% satisfaction rating. Okay, so I said, so what? He said, this is a good achievement. I said, no, it is all the rework or repair. So it comes again in the waste category. Okay, so even if you are doing 100% good job in a rework, it's again a rework. That comes under defect category. And the last one is skill mismatch, one of the most important things. Skill mismatch. What is skill mismatch? Skill mismatch is when you're doing something which is not matching to your skill. Let me repeat. When you're doing something which is not matching to your skill, your knowledge, there's a skill mismatch. Most of the time, I give this example, most of the time you drive, you cook, you invest time on those things which are not really high priority, wherein you can outsource the things. You can outsource cooking, you can outsource driving, you can outsource any other thing, any small jobs, anything like reports and all these things. But if you are not doing it, and if you are actually wasting your time in this, it is a big waste. It is a big waste. Today, many people, I actually do individual consulting as well. As a, I do mentorship for a couple of CEOs. First question, they will say, they will say, tell me one way that how I will get time, how I will improve. So they ask me that how will I improve and how will I get time because I'm in office for 14 hours and 16 hours. I do this, I do that. But one thing they don't actually match is skill. Because when they are actually investing there 14 hours or 18 hours, when they capture whatever task they are doing, are they doing exactly what they are supposed to do? Or can they outsource? Are they doing any rework and all these things? Then we actually did for one person, and we found that most of the time he was not doing what he was supposed to do. As a VP as well, he was just copy pasting report, making a beautiful presentation. Later on, that task was outsourced to one person. So that comes as a skill mismatch. I would give you this task this week. This is what I was telling you in the morning, that I'm going to give you one task. Hear me out very carefully. I will show you one small sample here. One second, it's opening up. Can you see my laptop screen?
Yes, we do. An Excel sheet.
Okay, Excel sheet. I want you to do the similar activity either in Excel or even in Notepad. I'm absolutely fine. Get a small notepad, 10 rupees wala, you will have it. Write down all the activity that you do. Okay. So for an example, you wake up at 6 o'clock, you get ready. So you wake up at 6 o'clock. So you will actually enter the time here. And then start time was 6 o'clock, and till 9:30 you are actually doing that. Let's 9 o'clock. Otherwise we don't take that much of time. It's 2 hour 45 minutes. Then having a breakfast. Okay, get ready. Sorry, let's say get ready is one. Then after that you prepare breakfast. Okay, clean house, whatever. And if you want to put it with this also, if you are doing it together, put it here. Then you are doing something, let's say having breakfast. Then the next activity that you did is study. Let's say Six Sigma study. I know every day you'll be giving 3-4 hours, but let's assume minimum 1 hour kind of. Then maybe personal time, maybe chatting, WhatsApp, Facebook, Insta. And these days, TikTok is also wasting a lot of time, killing our time. Then you drove, driving. Then you came back. You will just write your activity till you sleep. And for all activity, as and when you do, start and end time has to be there. It will tell you the exact duration. Keep this as a blank. We will discuss that. Okay. Now let's say prepare
What's
a
the intention
breakfast.
of this?
We will actually check individually that how much we are productive, how much time we are actually wasting from
So
this
TMS is
point
like
of view.
time management system.
Kind
How
of.
much we are
So when we
wasting
are able,
and how much.
yes, yes.
So I think ideally we should be recalling the days we used to go to office or college and not the present situation where we are locked down at home and doing actually nothing.
Now also we can do in the current situation also, let's say even when you make a report, right? So whatever task you're doing, I was actually talking to one of my student. He's a HR manager. He's in Delhi itself. So he takes care of Domino's. So at one point which he said, sir, actual जो HR वाला work है, means the work which he is doing as a HR is just 40%. 60% he is only coordinating with the cops, with the local people, with the worker, and in between there's a coordination required. Sometimes they are not opening store, they are opening, then customer complain, this, that, because of the lockdown situation in Delhi. So these all are waste activities. I'm just trying to give you one example. So we will also see during this 8 hours or 9 hours or 10 hours what you're doing, which are the activity which we can outsource. I would like to see that, and anyone who want to showcase, it's really good. I did that analysis for many people. I still do it so that we can actually categorize, segregate, and become more productive in our own life. So we will see which are the things we can outsource. Let's say preparing a breakfast. Can we outsource? Yes. Skill mismatch? Yes. It is a waste because this task can be outsourced to someone, so it will be non-value added. So that means you have saved so time. Eating breakfast is a value add, you should eat it. Six Sigma study is a big value add, so you should not miss it. And this is non-value add. Driving is non-value add. So like that, then you will realize how much time you're wasting, and we'll do that discussion. How many of you wish to do this?
Yeah, me, sir.
Me, sir.
So, one thing, driving, you said non-value added. What if
Yes.
it is in case of we are driving to the office? So we are
That's what I'm
actually
saying.
reducing the time of transit.
No. When you are driving and when you're
Okay,
going to
okay,
office,
got it,
right?
got it.
There's a big waste because your driver will charge lesser than your salary. He might charge 100 rupees per hour and you must be getting 10,000 rupees per hour. So if you are driving, you are wasting your time because that particular time you can utilize in doing something more productive, matching to your skills, learning Six Sigma, growing to the next level, doing your job. But you can driving, let him do it.
Okay.
Because we all are human, we have only 24 hours. In that, we have to do eat, sleep, exercise. These three things you cannot outsource. We have to definitely do this perfectly. After that, anything else you can outsource. So let's start looking at things in that way and start outsourcing. Okay.
Dhirendra Srikanth.
Mhm.
No. By this way, okay, there is no end in thinking. I'm just thinking I'm from a quality background, but I should not be saying this. But still, for an example, understanding, I'm saying this. If we empower all the employees to do right first time approach, okay, then quality team itself is a waste, right?
But understanding the human nature, there has to be a third person to try to show us the errors and guide us. You know, if everybody were
No, that is like
gurus for self, then we wouldn't have been on this call today.
Very good
rightly
question.
said.
Actually, so both of you are correct. I'll tell you one thing. That reminds me, around 8 years back, I had first lean management session there. I was actually delivering training, and one quality head came. He said, "Sir, one thing you tell me that you said quality is non-value added. Does that mean that my entire team is a waste? Should I fire them?" So he was actually asking the same questions. I said, "No, that's not what I mean. When you say quality and all other activities, those are called essential non-value added services. When you say essential non-value add means something that has to be reduced, but it is required. I'll tell you there are three things. Hear me out. Value add, non-value add, essential non-value add. Let me repeat. Value add,
Okay.
non-value add, and essential non-value add. When you say value add means anything which customer is valuing it is a value add. Like customer is ready to pay, customer is okay, customer is liking it right at the first time. Second is non-value add, which is the 8 ways to what you learned just now, right? Third comes essential non-value add. What do you mean by essential non-value add is anything which is important for your business but not important for customer point of view.
Sorry,
Okay.
there was a
Perfect.
there was a disconnect. Can you repeat? Can you repeat? There was a disconnect in the voice.
Okay. One is called value add. Second is called non-value add. Third is called essential non-value add. Essential non-value add in the sense, in our case also I can tell you, we have, let's say, security, essential non-value add. I'm talking office point of view, let's say. When you come there, you at least bother whether we have 2 security guard or 20 security guard or 2000 security guard. It doesn't add value, but it is good for us to run the business from not from customer point of view. Second, we have CA. We have to pay a solid amount to CA for reviewing all our document, everything. That is important for us, not for you. You are my customer. That's again non-value, essential non-value add. Similarly, qualities, when you have a quality checks and all these, essential non-value add. So quality also come under essential non-value add, which has to be little lesser, but it is required for the business system to run the show.
Thank you. Great
Basically,
explanation.
anything that doesn't generate revenue, but it is needed to maintain the quality and sustain the business.
Yes, absolutely, which is required to run the business. See, when you call any bank, right, everybody would have called bank and any phone service. Let's say bank you're calling. You're saying, sir, I want to check what is my, what is the balance I have in my account. So when you call them first, what happens? Your call will be, going to IVR. You know that automatically the computer
Yeah,
talks. That's
select
called
the
IVR
language.
system. Yes, yes. That's called IVR, interactive voice response.
Time pass.
Once you select, so that particular, now tell me one thing. That machine which is talking, is it a value add, non-value add, or essential non-value add?
Value add.
Sorry?
It's a
From a customer point
non-essential.
of view,
It's a
It's
non-essential
essential
value add.
What?
It is a
It is a value add, sir.
non-value add. It is a waste. It's a waste. It's a waste. I'll tell you why. From customer point of view, if you think it is a waste. In few bank, I have a privilege account wherein I have a dedicated person. I directly call, ring, immediately manager will answer. HDFC, I had a problem, I called her and she said, sir, I will do this. So here, I don't have to waste my time in standing in the queue. Understood? Always think from customer point of view. So that IVR is a non-value add. Second thing now. So now let's say call get connected. He said, hi, thanks for calling in Standard Chartered or HDFC. My name is Dhiren. How can I help you today? You say this is this. You say, okay, for security purpose, can I get your email ID, your date of birth, your last transaction? You'll say, okay, this is this. So when he is asking these security question, is it value add, non-value add, or essential? 1, 2, 3. Just tell me the number.
yes, 3.
Yeah, for customer it is waste.
3.
It is 3.
3.
It's a 3. It's essential non-value add. Customer point of view means it is not required. From company, it is required. Otherwise, data will leak. Right? Next. Now he say, okay, sir, thank you so much for verifying information. As I see that, your balance is this much amount, and you have done this. And he will say, okay. So when he's giving this information, is it 1, 2, 3?
One.
1.
There's
Perfect.
no value
So
added
Can you
actually.
no,
How
sir,
is it
can you
can
repeat the
value add?
question?
Okay,
That
because
is
you
over
have called
processing.
for certain reason. No, 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 no. Hold on. Because you have called for certain reason, right? You have called for checking the balance, and if you are getting what is the balance, you are getting what you are looking for. So that is a value add. Value add means anything for which customer is ready to pay or right at the first time.
I think based on these 8 mudas or Like only instead of calling to IVR, the SMS balance checking all this came into the picture.
Yeah, that's better.
Sorry?
I think based on these 8 mudas only, instead of calling to IVR, SMS balance checking, internet balance checking, all these things came into the picture.
Yeah, that is
Voice
alternate.
break.
Okay, that's an alternate. Okay, so what I was saying is when you get that information because you have called there for that information means you're getting what you are actually looking for. That's a value add. Later on, he say thank you so much and he will document your information. That is again an essential non-value add. That's it. Okay, so this was a quick example of value add, non-value add, and essential non-value add. We'll talk about that also. So non-value add, those 8 ways are there. Okay, now let me ask one quick question. Unnecessary, okay, it is anyways there. Working on wrong priority schedule. Working on
Overproduction.
wrong priority.
Over processing.
Over processing. Option
Overproduction.
2.
Production. Overprocessing.
No, no, it will be overproduction. Like I said, if you do faster than customer requires. So faster than means it's not a priority. So if you're working on wrong priority, it's overproduction. Adding,
Over processing.
Overprocessing.
क्या बात है, very good.
Over processing.
Okay, the next one is Kaizen. Do you need any 5 minute break, breather?
Yeah,
Yes.
please.
Okay, so you can take 10 minute break, then no worries. So we'll continue after that.
Okay, sir.
So today, yeah, so we have few more topics. You come back in 10 minutes, 1 minute is already over.
Oh my God.